Ahoy! This is Harry Hansen reminding you to like and subscribe to the show on YouTube by going to youtube.com at the Get On With It podcast and clicking the subscribe button. Or just search YouTube for the Get On With It podcast and leave out the spaces. Either way, it's as easy as falling off a log. Thanks a bundle.
Jimmy Jungle, well, I drew to a dribble. But now you're going to slobber and you're crying in the middle of a gobby Benihana, Benihana, Benihana. Hatchy, hatchy, hooky, hooky, mozzarella, itchy goo. Reading around the collar, heavy petting at the zoo. You're reading for lasagna on Wonder Woman with Madonna, with Madonna. Baklava, baklava, baklava.
All right, everybody, welcome out to the Get On With It Sports Show. It is Wednesday, January the 21st, 2026. Jersey Johnny coming at you with me, as always, none of them, Mr. Radio Pete and Mr. Harry Lug Nutz. Say hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Good morning to you in Guam.
Is it morning in Guam?
I don't know.
I believe
it's
it is.
morning in Guam.
I believe it is, actually. I have a question. Was it just me, or could you two not hear the intro music either?
I was trying to do it more professionally. I sent you a professional text chat group telling I could not hear the opening.
Oh, there you go. I sent you a chat. I sent you a text in the text group on our phones.
Yeah, I couldn't hear anything, but hopefully it comes through on the.
Hopefully it came through.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I heard it.
Anyway,
well, la-di-da.
as long as Pete heard it.
I was listening to Pete breathing. That's what I was listening to.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Anyway.
All right. Anyway, so how are you fine gents on this lovely, frozen, frigid January evening?
It's 50 degrees here, so.
Yeah, whatever. Just gearing up for
Snowmageddon?
Snowmageddon, yeah.
It's coming, huh?
Yeah, I gotta.
They don't know if it's going to be 3 inches or 23 inches.
They don't know if it's going to be 3 inches or 3 feet, actually, is what they're going with.
Yeah. This one's gonna be bad, so.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta go out and get some food. Gotta get the eggs and the milk, the bread and the milk, or whatever it is.
Bread and milk.
Bread and milk. So,
Who eats bread and milk?
babies.
Yeah, okay. If you have a kid or a cat.
Or a cat, right?
I haven't
Yeah,
drank
maybe.
milk in 50 years.
Well, I drink milk all the time, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll have a chocolate milk every now and then, but I really don't drink milk either. You know, I'll have milk in things, coffee.
No, I eat cereal every morning, so.
Mm.
But I love milk. Nice cold milk is one of my favorite things.
Well, you're also a Jets fan.
Even without bread in it, it's good.
You don't break up the bread, soak it in.
I dip my bread in my milk,
Well, I'm going to.
and then I put it on my feet so I can get through the snowstorm.
Right.
I ordered one of those Crunch cups.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
So it's a cup. You put milk in the outside cup, and then there's cereal you put in the middle, and then you tip it, and they don't touch each other, but they come out at the same time. So you tip it back, and you get a mouthful of cereal and milk. So it keeps your cereal from getting soggy.
There you go.
So I might try it with pieces of bread.
I'm
yeah.
But I'm definitely going to try it with my Cheerios.
Do croutons. Put croutons in there. There you go.
Put some croutons and some Greek dressing in there.
There you go.
Yikes.
Wow, that's really disgusting.
It is. It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the open.
We have to now separate our dairy from our sugar and have it distributed.
Exactly.
Anyway, all that things are looking good. Looking good, I guess. Pretty good week. Not so good with our picks, but we'll review that a little bit later. So
yeah, we will.
But the race is heating up.
It is coming down to the wire, so to speak.
Yeah. My calculations were incorrect before, so what I texted you guys before is partly true, but some of the numbers are a little different. But we'll cover all that.
I don't care.
But I'd say let's get right to football.
I agree.
Because we have stuff to talk about and All that
We've got an
jazz.
AFC and an NFC championship game this week.
That's right. So let's get to it.
The men in motion. Williams drifting, sprinting for space, in all kinds of trouble. Put it up for next. The end zone. He got it for the touchdown. They've done it again.
Probably the most exciting moment in the football playoffs over the weekend.
I believe you're right. Just do me a favor and check your text really quick right now.
All right.
There you go. But you're right. It was probably the most.
This is the most ridiculous play I've ever seen, and it's just, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. Football and the inability for anybody to stop someone from scoring at the end of the game, it's kind of ruining it for me. Well, I'm gone. Everybody's gone.
We're all gone.
That's all right.
As long as the show's still there, right?
There we go. Yeah. So the reason you weren't hearing anything, I forgot to share the audio with you guys.
All right.
So it went out over the air. That's why you're not hearing.
Fair enough. Just make sure.
And I figured, why not just completely interrupt the show and remedy that? If I could find a way to do it differently, I would have, but I can't.
All good.
I had to stop sharing and reset it. So
All good.
But those of you in the audience who were worried that my co-host couldn't hear the audio that you could, rest assured. It's all good.
I just didn't want to hear you breathing.
No one does. No one does. I hate to go back and look at the kids' concerts with the videos. Because you hear the music and then you hear
Eddie's CPAP machines left.
It's like you gotta get the boom mic, but you gotta you're holding the video camera here, but you send the boom mic out. You might be listening to a parrot in the fifth row up.
I need the mic like 4 rows up, but
right there you go.
Anyway, so where do we want to start? Where do we want to start? I know where John wants to start. Go ahead.
I got a question. All right. What is a catch? All right.
Yeah, nobody seems to.
Now, here's the thing, right? If it's going to come down to, I've heard so many. Obviously, I'm referring to the play in the
Buffalo
Denver game, right? Now, I've heard people say, well, the other two instances of the same type of play in both of Sunday's games were because there was a catch while the receiver was running, so his feet, he just had to 2 steps, possession of ball, 2 steps, and then it's a completion, right? Yeah. With the play in the Buffalo Denver game, he was up in the air and he's coming down with it. Now he had 2 feet on the ground and then his knee went down, but they're saying he has to control the ball through the ground. Okay. In other words, so if you're running, possession and 2 feet is possession, but if you're
or one knee,
or if you're and 1 foot and 1 knee, not 1 knee, just 1 foot, 1 knee, but if you're coming down with the ball, 2 feet and 1 knee isn't enough. You also need to have the play completely done before you can lose possession of the ball. Now
you have to fall on the ground, roll over, and hold on to the ball
until the whistle blows, or it's not a completion, right? Now that's if that's the rule, if that is indeed the rule, then no, it was not a catch, and it was, I guess, an interception. But was it really an interception? He ripped the ball out. I mean, see, that's the gray area for me here, right?
To me, it's one of two things. It's either a catch and down by contact, or it's a catch and a fumble, and a recovery by the defensive player, because it wasn't an interception.
No, he did not intercept the ball. He ripped the ball. He stole the ball away from him, and that to me needs to be, and whether you want to say that play was wrong or the refs were wrong or the call was wrong or blah, 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 whatever. To me, that needs to be reimagined in the offseason in the rules department. Yeah. All right. Because that specific play, that means that any defender, a guy can come down. If he's coming down with the ball, all the defender needs to do before the whistle blows is pull the ball out of his arms, and it's an interception. That's bullshit. That's complete horseshit. That's not a play.
And
right?
where was his body when the ball came out? It wasn't
It was
immediately
on the ground.
Right. It wasn't immediately after his knee went down.
No.
So how much does he have to
his
fall to
knee
the ground?
never went down.
The play has to be done according to the rules. From what I'm hearing, the play has to be done.
So if he catches the ball, he falls down. The whistle is slow. He's down. He's not going anywhere. It's down by contact. And then they rip the ball out of his arms before the ref blows the whistle. That's an interception. I mean, if that is the actual rule.
But hold on.
Then that's ridiculous.
If he did that in the end zone, it would be a touchdown.
Yeah, that's questionable.
No,
you gotta complete the catch.
Because as soon as if you have possession and you cross the goal line,
it's not that anymore.
Same thing. He has to complete the catch through the ground. If he's coming down, if he catches the ball while he's running,
I got you.
2 feet with possession of the ball,
then it doesn't matter.
Then it doesn't matter. If he if he jumps up for it, he's coming down 2 feet, knee down on the ground, elbows back, ass face, whatever, and he's down on the ground, and then the ball gets ripped out. So he could actually possess it longer that way, and it's not a completion. It's horseshit. Here's the rule is horseshit.
Yeah, I agree. Here's the bigger thing with that game for me is that Josh Allen had not had a turnover in, I believe, 6 playoff games. Then comes the end of the first half, and it's a Laurel and Hardy routine. And I mean, you could say what you want. Okay, the Broncos have a very good defense. They were at home. Bo Nix actually played a really good game. Josh Allen did not have a good game.
No.
And that would have been great if that was a completion, a big throw. They line up, they kick the field goal, and then you think, okay, maybe finally. But this Buffalo team has really struggled to move the ball a little bit. And I think Josh Allen, for once, was right in saying that he kind of have to put this on him a little bit. If we're going to talk about CJ Stroud with all the turnovers that he had, then I think Josh Allen is.
No, Josh Allen had a bad game.
Just didn't have a great game.
Josh Allen had a bad game, and you know what? Though it's clearly not his fault, though. It was clearly Sean McDermott's.
Well, listen, if you.
And I called that. I told you guys the minute Buffalo lost, if it wasn't a Super Bowl, McDermott
he was going to get fired.
I mean,
it's still a bad firing. But look, if
I agree,
horrible firing.
If Josh Allen has to be Superman in order to win, which is the situation, because he doesn't have a whole lot of help.
He didn't have any help.
Then it's really not fair to say to him,
he's got a good running back.
You weren't Superman. You had a bad game, and he doesn't have too many bad games. But of course he's going to take it on himself, and But I mean, to say that I think he's putting too much pressure on himself there.
I agree.
That's what you're supposed to do.
And there's a lot of people.
Firing was terrible.
There's a lot of people throughout football who have a soft spot for Buffalo. They're kind of the Chicago Cubs now of football, and bad luck and all that thing. Look, here's the other thing is that what I did like about this game, I hated the fact that those pass interference calls dictated the game. You could argue the first one. The second one was the second one was interference.
The second one was definitely. I think the first one was too.
But you know where I am at with that. You just don't fucking call it. Put stuff your fucking flag in there and let them play.
You're not calling it up to that point, and then all of a sudden you're getting ticky-tack. Real quick, let's take a look at the chat here because our friend Dave is back. He says as soon as his knee touched, he was down. That was no turnover.
I agree with that, Dave, 100%. I don't like the rule. If that is even indeed the rule.
I believe that is the rule because everyone's talking about how convoluted the catch rule is and how it needs to be, and they've changed it and added to it and added all these different scenarios to it, and now it's just
And It's just absolute horseshit. Like we said it already 3 times. So, but I agree 100%.
There's a lot of sub stories here.
As soon as his knee, both feet landed, his knee was down. He still possessed the ball. In fact, his knee was down. The defender hadn't even grabbed the ball yet.
Yeah.
In fact,
that's what I say.
In fact, if you look
that's
at
what
play,
I tell my dates. If my knee's down and you haven't grabbed the ball yet, I'm going to bed.
Balled the grab yet. But here's the other thing, Tip. Here's the other thing. If you look at that play, the I forget who the defender was.
McMillan.
Right, McMillan. If he at one point he had hold of the receiver's arm before the catch. So if you were going to throw an interference flag on that ticky-tack 1-2 plays earlier,
and he wasn't looking back at the ball.
Why wasn't that pass interference?
There was a lot of look. What I liked about the refereeing up to that point is they let him play. There was a lot of hand jiving going on with the receivers and the DBs. I'm okay with that because I can't stand. Yeah, I can't stand the the flags. I just fucking hate it. Complete a pass. If you're gonna win, complete a pass. Don't win. And the stupid fucking pass interference rules. I like the old school ways.
Yeah, it's a lack of consistency.
Right.
If you're gonna call it tight right from the start. We might not like it, but at least you're being consistent throughout the game. Don't wait until the final couple of minutes and then blow a call like that.
Right.
And then, obviously I think we all agree.
I agree. It needs to be clarified. It will be clarified. And, but you got to have something to talk about. Here's the bigger thing.
Once again, we have the referees seriously affecting the outcome of the game. And
we're talking about
the same. It might have been different, but
we're talking about the referees and not talking about the
referees.
That Josh Allen is out of the playoffs. Sean McDermott got fired, which somebody here called that. And the fact that Bo Nix broke his fucking ankle on the second to last play and
played the last play.
And we think. And that the Denver Broncos are going to the AFC Championship game with a backup quarterback who has not thrown a pass in over 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this has so many storylines going on in it. It's actually insane.
Well, I got one more thing to say about that playoff thing, and then playoff.
This game,
right? And then we'll talk about that. Whatchamacallit? The fact that Dave just said it too. If your knee is down, there can't be a fumble. And it can't be anything else, right? No, I agree, Dave, 100%. They have to redo the rule. It's absolute horseshit. It's so convoluted. But what I was going to say is to Pete's point, what he just said, and I said it in our group on Sunday. There's so many ticky tack plays that these refs are calling, like you even said it in the Patriots Texans game. The one guy came in, the defensive guy came in, he moved his hand up, illegal shift or not.
Oh, he came in as a fullback. It was 15 minutes before the snap. He moved his hand. So, it's like, come on.
Right. But my point with that is too, and you've seen this a lot. It's even in the regular season. Okay. And I said this in the group, the quarterback takes a snap. Immediately, basically the entire team moves right.
There is always one tackle on every team that is offsides on every play.
I'm not even talking about that. Yeah. But like the quarterback takes a snap, the whole team moves right, and one of the slot receiver goes out into the flat, and the quarterback immediately hits him, and it's a for a 5 yard gain, 8 yard gain, whatever. Hold on. We have
illegal formation.
We have a whatever defensive penalty, offensive penalty, whatever on the other side. It had nothing to do with the play.
Yeah.
Why? And I get it. It was a penalty. All right. Yes, it was. Was it a penalty? Yes, it was a penalty. There was illegal contact.
There's a penalty on every play. There's a fucking penalty on every play.
It had nothing. I mean, basketball addressed this. Why can't the NFL? It had nothing to do with the play. The entire play was that way. Those guys could have sat down and played poker. It had nothing to do with the play.
Contact after 5 yards, let's say on the left side, and it's a sweep right. Nobody's over there. The receiver isn't really running because he's not part of the play.
Here's the other thing.
And they call that. Well, look, that's how
all
Vegas
these illegal.
gets their
I've seen
influence
more
into the game.
illegal formation penalties this year. Hey, offensive coordinators and head coaches, these guys are not fucking smart enough for your convoluted, complicated formations.
Right.
Just tell them what they need to do. Have them check with the side judge to make sure they're not offsides or they're close enough to the line of scrimmage. And keep it simple. Block and fucking tackle. Throw the ball and hand it off and stop fucking around. Because it ruins the game because every other play comes back because some clown came in and doesn't know where to stand.
Do you remember
ridiculous.
when the offensive line actually used to have to be a straight line?
Straight line.
Well, they tried that at the beginning of the year. Remember the first Monday night game? There was 85 penalty flags within the first 12 minutes. Yeah, because they didn't want them to form the V that they're forming.
But after everybody complained about that, now you look at the game, they're back to the V.
Yeah, of course.
And it's a good yard and a half. By the time you get to the ends of the line, they're a yard and a half behind.
Every quarterback would be dead if they tried to keep that. You try lining up, even with the ball, and have the defensive ends that we have nowadays, and you try to block them. You can't.
If you're coming straight up,
Joe Jacoby maybe could in 1985. None of these clowns are blocking these guys today.
No. The other penalty, really quick, and we'll stop this conversation and we'll get on with it. The other thing I was going to say is the rule that gets me, the penalty that gets me, and you see 30 of them in every fucking game, and that's illegal man downfield.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I love that.
They have 2 yards to move. The offensive linemen have 2 yards to move, or it's an illegal man downfield. Now, if defenders were smart, if one of them, at least one of them, would come up and let the offensive lineman push him back 3 yards if they know it's a pass play, because then he's 3 yards into it.
Well, I think if you're engaged, it's different, isn't it?
Right, it is, and I know they.
How about if you're married?
If you're married, it's not.
Well, then you get 6 yards, but only a couple of times, and
then tax deduction.
And
then it's once every few months, and then it's once or twice a year, and then But
I agree.
But listen, but that comes about a lot when the QB is getting good protection.
Right.
If the defensive guys aren't getting to him, and your offensive line is doing a good job, and a lot of time goes by, these guys kind of drift out, and so you get penalized for actually protecting your.
I still say it needs to be more than 2 yards. You got to give these guys more than 2 yards. 2 yards, you can take 2 steps in your 2 yards down.
Well, why can't they go downfield anyway?
How about we just bring back
as long as they can't receive the ball? Yeah. Who cares if they're downfield?
Yeah, I mean, these are big, fat linemen. They're not going to be running down to throw a block for a wide receiver who's catching a 15-yard out. You
never know.
Well, maybe some of them, but I don't think they're going to do it willingly.
No, not willingly.
No. Bring back football. Just bring back fucking football. Yeah. Common sense things. Yeah. A catch is a catch. If your knee goes down, you're down. And you're allowed to tackle somebody. You can fucking tackle somebody. And you know what? If you're being pushed by a 360-pound offensive lineman towards a quarterback, and within a half a second you happen to hit them, fuck them. That's okay. The roughing the quarterback thing also just drives me insane.
Yeah,
there's more ticky-tack roughing the passer penalties.
You try stopping.
That's my point.
There's more roughing the quarterback penalties now than there are roughing the kicker. That used to be a common thing because again, sometimes you just can't fucking.
And that's the other thing. There's no roughing the kicker because he was pushed into the kicker.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Well, he's pushed into the quarterback too. Nope. Sorry, roughing the quarterback.
And if you run into the receiver, the guy who's receiving the punt, let's say, because you get pushed, that's not a penalty either.
That's not a penalty either.
So why not?
It is.
Right. For the quarterback, it is. And I mean, look, these defensive ends are bigger.
All right.
And they're faster, so they're moving faster. So it's even harder.
We have 3 other games. Let's talk about them.
All right. Well, what else? What other games we going to talk about? How about let's quickly talk about the dismantling of San Francisco.
Well, but you sort of saw that coming.
Yeah. I mean, look.
I think Kyle Shanahan should be talked about for Coach of the Year.
I agree.
Because
they just lost too many pieces.
They just lost too many fucking pieces.
I mean, it was just down to McCaffrey. That was it. With Kittle's gone, who else do you have?
Here's what I'm going to take away from that game with a grain of salt and knowing where the 49ers were. Okay. Seattle is the most complete team left in the playoffs.
Mhm.
Now they have a question mark at quarterback. We don't know if Sam Darnold can deliver, but he might not have to.
Right.
Well, we know he can. I think the question is will
now their top running back. Well, they have two, but their top running back went down. He's out for the rest of the. That's a big loss. Nobody's talking about that either. Nobody's talking about Seattle, by the way. I heard more talk about the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants this week on national media than I have about the Seattle Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
They've got to be the favorite to win the Super Bowl right now.
Well, right now, all I'm going to say right now is there a reason why these two games this Sunday even need to be played?
Yes, and I'll tell you why.
Money.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna tell you why. The Rams are an unpredictable team, and they play up or down to their. Now they also have some injuries. Don't count the Rams out. This is a division rivalry. This will not be the route that they and the beating that they put on the 49ers.
Yeah.
But if you get a little bit of weather up there, we just saw Matthew Stafford does not play well in bad weather. No. They ran it on 3rd and 6 instead of throwing the ball.
Yeah,
I mean,
Caleb Williams made some overthrows too. He wasn't exactly throwing the ball well in cold weather too.
Caleb Williams has the worst completion percentage of any starting quarterback in the NFL. He also has the most miraculous fourth quarter comeback. So he's a complicated discussion. He's an enigma. Yeah. Look,
wait, isn't that the name of the one receiver on the?
That's right, Malcolm Enigma.
They just you notice the announcers just go with his initials now.
Yeah.
They're like we're not like I heard one of them, whoever it was, I forget, said his name once early in the game.
Yeah, it was like the first week.
Almost blew it. It was like
the
just
first,
went to the initials after that.
It was like the first week Jazz Chisholm came to the Yankees. Yeah, it was. Everybody was just like hoping he didn't get the ball hit to him not for the obvious reasons, but just so they didn't have to say his name.
Yeah.
Jazz Chisholm.
So look, then you have, the other games, which I think New England proved to everybody that they're for real. I mean, no. Yes, no.
No, they kind of did, but I mean, I think that honestly, I really still even thinking about the game afterwards and watching some of the highlights several times, I really think that was more of a Houston loss than a New England win.
I agree. Here's why I think the Broncos have a chance. I think that New England's going to turn the ball over a few times.
All right, let me say this about New England Houston. I thought going into this game, one of the things that New England does very well is confuse young quarterbacks, which C.J. Stroud is still a young quarterback, but he's not an inexperienced quarterback.
He's easily confused, though.
But he had a great rookie season and not such a great, had
a
sophomore slump and all that. But
sound familiar? Washington football, what are they calling that?
I didn't think he would be.
This was his third.
That's what I'm saying. This is his third season. I don't think he missed a whole lot of games because of injury. So I figured, he might be a little bit better. He
looked like a deer in the headlight. That's what he looked like.
If New England wins, and you could say this is sour grapes from a Jets fan. If New England wins the Super Bowl, I really think if people honestly look at it, it's going to be one of the easiest runs through the playoffs to the Super Bowl they'll ever face, that any team will ever have. Yeah. Right? They beat a Chargers team that doesn't perform and a Herbert who doesn't perform well.
Bad Chargers team.
That wasn't, you could say, wasn't as good as their 11-6 record or whatever. They beat Houston, which was defense and credit to the coaching staff.
So we've been criticizing New England because they don't beat anybody with the winning record. All right, so they beat the Chargers and they beat the Texans, who had the best defense in football. That defense was still there. C.J. Stroud doesn't play defense.
Yeah, and I give absolute credit to Vrabel and the offensive coordinator, whoever that is. Yeah, they did a great job of scoring some points. But
I don't think
Stroud made it almost impossible to.
They're not going to run away with that game here in Denver. They're not. They're not going to come to Denver and run away with that game. And Sean Payton's going to find a way to expose Drake May. And I'm not saying the Broncos are going to win, but it ain't going to be a runaway. And I'll tell you what, it most likely will be New England and Seattle. And I mean, I don't know. I
agree.
Think,
that's kind of my point. But look, now they got to go against a Denver team, which is very, very good. But look at the quarterback situation. You know, this is now. I mean, the spread went from like 1.5 to 5.5.
Should have been more.
You know, yeah, you can make that. You can make that argument. So, like, how this is the conference championship game to get to the Super Bowl. So, you know, these are my point is these have not been tough, hard fought, grinded out.
And they're getting another break. They're getting a break because let's face it, Bo Nix played a heck of a game.
Yeah.
The Broncos overall, I thought, played a complete game. Look, you could say Buffalo should have won that game. Okay. But no, I mean, the Broncos won it, and it was close. And the Broncos also made some mistakes that could have, you know, changed. I think the end of the first half is what blew it for Buffalo and gave the Broncos some momentum that they didn't really deserve. I mean, they didn't earn it. It was handed to them, literally. Bad decision-making all around.
No, it definitely
But they executed, and the Broncos defense looked better than the Texans defense.
Yeah.
So I think the game's going to be closer than people think. Should New England win? Yeah, they should. But I've underestimated this Broncos team and Sean Payton all year, and they've had some bad games. That loss to Jacksonville, that was just horrible. But they've bounced back, and they've seemed to be able to really maximize their strengths and minimize the exposure of their weaknesses. This is going to be I thought the spread was going to be 10 points.
Yeah, so I thought it was going to be more than a touchdown.
8 to 10, yeah.
Look, if anybody can get the most out of Jarrett Stidham, it's Sean Payton. I'll say that. And look, I mean, it depends on the source that you read, but I've read a couple of things that said, you know, yeah, this guy hasn't played. No one's really. I mean, look, the Patriots took him, and everyone went, "Oh, he's the replacement for Brady," which maybe that was never the case. We don't know, right. But you know, people are like, "Oh, this guy hasn't played bad when he has played." You know, he's not some guy that you maybe necessarily hope never has to go.
He's got some experience. Look, Jarrett Stidham starting for the Broncos in the AFC Championship game scares me far less than Nestor Cortez coming in from the bullpen against the Dodgers after not pitching for fucking 3 months. Yeah. So no, this is not, you know, we'll run with it. We'll take it.
If I did hear this report yesterday, as a matter of fact, that if it is indeed the Seahawks and Patriots in the Super Bowl, the Seahawks are going to sign because of Charbonnet's injury. They're going to sign Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah,
to a one-day contract and bring Pete Carroll in to call a couple of plays at the end.
Yeah. They'd be better off signing Jim Zorn than.
All right, let's move on to the next game, which would be which.
Oh, have we talked about the Bears?
Oh, the Bears.
The Bears, yeah, the Bears.
I mean, another Cinderella story. I mean, we all reacted in real time as quickly as we could text. The same fucking thing.
The same thing.
It's just like I watched that play and I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
What is wrong with NFL teams at the end of a game? I don't understand it. It has to be fixed. It has to be fixed as a statement, and we have to fix this. I just don't. I hate it. I can't stand it. I hate it.
Within 10 seconds, Pete texted, "You got to be shitting me." I texted, "How the fuck did that just happen?" And Harry texted, "Really? Fuck, these Bears can't lose."
Yeah. And listen, I'll say this about the defender, whoever it was. I don't think he was not defending. It looked to me,
he got
pushed off, yeah.
He got pushed off a little bit, and I think he kind of got either caught in the turf or was just off balance. You know, if you take a wrong step and you need another step to kind of
no excuse.
He was not able to get back. Look, no, not an excuse, but I don't think he was just standing there. Although that would have been understandable because, I mean, that was a 65-yard throw.
Oh. The Rams
only netted 20.
You know, yeah.
It wasn't only a 65-yard throw. He was Fran Tarkington his ass for 40 yards before he threw it off
and
the wrong
you're right.
leg.
And he didn't even step into it at all. He was like on his back foot falling backwards. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Chris Collinsworth, who I usually can't stand, for him, he played in the NFL for a long time. He played with a couple really good quarterbacks. He played against a lot of great quarterbacks.
Yeah.
He just basically said it really well. I've never seen anything like that before. I did not think he was going to be able to get that throw off. And it was easy. He could have done it from another 10 yards away. It was insane.
Here's the thing about this game that I want to ask you guys about. Ben Johnson, fourth ends. Does this game, like, how do you feel about not going for two at the end of the game? Was it the right decision because you'd went for it a couple other times and didn't make it?
It was the right decision.
The right decision.
For me, I tend to be way more let the game play on, give your defense a chance. You got the momentum. Look, it's wonderful if you can actually make the 2-point conversion. But in that weather and in the previous attempts that they had, even with short yardage, one could argue, okay, you just had the most miraculous play. Build on that. If you lose, you lose. If he would have went for two and they didn't make it, he would have been tortured. He would have been tortured. And
in that situation, you have to play for overtime.
You play for overtime. I do.
But of course, the flip side of that is if he kicked a field goal earlier in the game instead of going for
woulda, coulda, shouldas. Yep.
Yeah. So kind of, again, I think I say, and you guys, I think we're pretty much all in agreement. You don't go for it unless you have to.
Right. But the NFL goes for it way more often nowadays. Here's the other thing I will say about that game is that the Rams are winning ugly. They're not playing well and they're winning, which concerns me, but also I think bodes well. And this is another game where I think the spread's only 2.5 points. I think Vegas can see something here. Like I know Seattle coming off the destruction of San Francisco, it seems like an easy pick. Less than a field goal at home? Sure, let's do it. But maybe, just maybe, we all said maybe it's Josh Allen's year. Maybe this is the swan song for Stafford. Maybe he gets that elusive second ring that so many other people couldn't get with a team that, let's face it, other than Puka Nacua, they've got a good team. They've got a good offensive line. They got some pretty decent defensive players, but they're just not playing great all the time. But I think they have an advantage with the coaching. I really do. He's been there before. He's going to be able to muster up something. And if the Rams can somehow get past Seattle, I think I think they become the favorites against whoever they meet from the AFC.
Yeah, I mean, if the two coaches with the Super Bowl experience win their games on Sunday, it's the only one of the combinations of the four combinations that isn't a repeat Super Bowl.
Right.
Because Denver played Seattle, New England played Seattle, and the Rams played New England. So Rams and Denver is the only non-repeat.
Yeah. And Sean Payton has a chance to do something that no one's ever done. Mm-hmm. And that's win a Super Bowl with two different teams as a head coach. Mm-hmm. Never been done. We talk about all these coaching hires and how and you want to get it. It's never been done.
And it's tough to beat a team 3 times in the same season.
It is. It is.
I'm not sure how many times it's been done, but it's not. By the way, Vanessa is checking in. Hi, Vanessa.
Hi, Vanessa.
Hi, Vanessa. How are you?
Wait, did have the Rams beat Seattle twice already this year?
Yeah, they beat them twice.
Well, they did. Okay, that's right.
Yeah, that's why they because going into the last week, actually, it was whoever won that game, I think, was going to win the division.
I don't think it's a foregone conclusion, and I'm rooting for the Rams.
Yeah, I don't think it's foregone. You're right. The Rams have definitely showed resilience, and they had a little bit of a falling down at times, but you're right. They're winning ugly, and that's how you win Super Bowl sometimes. So, what is the best story? And I want you to think in terms of Vegas. What is the best
of the 2 championship games?
Yeah, what's the best outcome? So
the Broncos winning as a underdog with a backup quarterback who hasn't played in 2 years. That's the bigger story. Now, Vegas wouldn't want that because, or maybe Vegas would want that because I think a lot of people are going to be laying hard cash.
A ton of people are going to be laying hard cash in New England.
Yeah.
Vegas,
I mean, that's why I'm worried a little bit about this 5.5 point spread. It's like, I should just take a chance and put some money on the Broncos because it's worth it.
Well, that's the thing. I think
that's a better story. The Rams Seattle game. I'll tell you what. If that's the later game, which it probably will be, not many people are going to be watching it.
Yeah, that is the later game.
Number one, there's no LA Ram fans in LA, and number two, Seattle. They're huge in Portland and Washington, but they don't translate anywhere west of Utah.
Yeah, but I would say amongst of those two teams, you probably have more anti-LA sentiment across the country than you might anti-Seattle. But I don't think that's a huge contingency of people.
I think there's lingering from not so recent dominance of I think there's more of an anti-Boston, New England Patriot deal. I think
right
for that game, the casual fans might be pulling for Denver.
Gotcha.
And look, if a lot of money goes on the Broncos at 5.5, and Vegas looks like they're going to lose, well, then you're going to see probably
that spread will change.
It'll probably change. Yep. Before then, we're locked.
What's the bigger Cinderella story? You take the end of that all of that happened in that Buffalo Denver game, and then you translate it to the next game with a backup quarterback for a Broncos team that has been, let's face it, not really respected very much as the number one seed. I think that's a bigger story. Are you going to be real? The world's going to be surprised if the Broncos beat New England. Are you really going to be that surprised if the Rams beat Seattle?
No.
Not as. But for Vegas, again, if we see some bullshit calls, if the Broncos look like they're going to win and we see some bullshit calls at the end, you'll know why. Somebody got on the phone to the refs. And
the Dark Lord. The Dark Lord
called the
puppet master.
I think they call the replay guy.
Yeah.
And then then he sends it off down to the refs on the field. Let's get some PI here or whatever.
Well, there's the helmets that each team can hear from their respective coaching staff. And then there's also just a general broadcast that goes out telling everybody what to actually do.
Yeah. But I would think from a national standpoint, the Broncos would be a bigger draw for the average Joe than the Patriots, because the Patriots beat a lot of other teams in Super Bowls. And there's a lot of Patriot fans around the country, but there's also a lot of Patriot haters, I think.
Let me tell you
more so than the Broncos.
Yeah, there are, without a doubt. But Denver and Boston both have one thing in common. They have huge sports towns whose fan base is well
Very
beyond
racist.
No.
Oh, that's just Boston. Sorry, that's just Boston. That's my fault.
I think their fan base extends far beyond. Now, Denver, I think it extends just because they're in a mountain area where there's not, until you hit California or Arizona now, there's no other team, in the vicinity until you get to Texas or Kansas City. And I think that, that portion of the mountain and parts of the Midwest will probably root for the Broncos. The Patriots, look, Tom Brady did one thing. He made them a national team. Yeah. Much like the Celtics, much like you could say the Red Sox to some degree. There's Boston fans everywhere, and there are people that are going to be rooting for New England. I'll tell you, Raiders fans will be rooting for New England. Kansas City Chiefs fans will probably be rooting for New England.
That's true. That's true.
But look, here's the deal. You got a backup quarterback in Stidham. You would have had a third-year guy in Bo Nix, second-year guy. Second year? Third year?
Second year.
Yeah, second-year guy in Nix. You have a second-year guy in Drake May. You've got a 48-year-old Matthew Stafford and Pete's favorite quarterback of all time, Sam Darnold. I mean,
Sam Bradford Darnold.
It's an
Isn't May a rookie?
No.
Second year.
So there's some interesting storylines going on. I feel really bad for Bo Nix. I really do. But this is what happens. And look, the Broncos might get drubbed by 20, but if they win, this is, I mean,
It's a great
this
story.
is going to be a hell of a story. And
look, Broncos Rams for the NFL is probably the best scenario, I would think, because you got the old warrior and Stafford. That's the best matchup, I think, for the NFL.
I think Patriots or Broncos versus the Rams are going to be. Look, the Patriots carry a lot of weight. Yeah, they carry, look, the Patriots is also a great story because they're a great franchise who, post Brady, post Belichick, have rebuilt themselves from somebody within the within the family
overnight
has come in there. What's that?
Virtually overnight too.
That's what I mean.
They were terrible last year.
If Mike Vrabel wins the Super Bowl, I mean, that's a hell of a story. That's a hell of a story. And
Tennessee fans won't be rooting for the Patriots.
Right. Right. Again, he never won.
No, they won't.
Yeah. All right. So having said all that, should we make some picks?
Let's make some picks.
Place your bets, please. Place your bets, please. Place your bets, please.
All right. 2 games to pick. And as we'd like to do, let's remind everybody about the rules, because we do have a contest going on and it's getting hot. That's enough. Take a picture. And let's take a look at our wild card weekend. Had to rearrange our grid here because we had 6 games instead of the usual 4. Let me find a little piece of paper here. So this was a big week for Jersey Johnny, who regained the lead from the coin with a 12-point week. The rest of us had 9. This was great. Good week for everybody. And then we got to the division round, and we all kind of stunk up the joints. But Johnny did regain his 3-point lead as the coin tied, I believe, yours truly, for the next to lowest score you could possibly get.
You guys all had a Harry week.
Listen, you and I had 6s, which was enough to kind of hang around, but
yeah.
The 6 is almost respectable. It's decently respectable.
Mm-hmm.
But the good news for me is that I'm in second place now.
Mm-hmm.
5 points behind John, 1 point ahead of the coin. Harry, you are officially eliminated from anything other than let's call it final place instead of last.
No, I don't know. It's been a bad year, and I also, about 4 weeks ago, I started going, going rogue just to see if I could make some splashes. So it's
it's been interesting. Oh,
I've been bad.
By the way, Vanessa's checking in. Hi, Vanessa.
Yeah, we already
did
said
that already.
Yeah. Oh, we did that already. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but hi again, Vanessa.
I don't know. Anyway.
Hi again to Jim in Schenectady.
Jim in Schenectady has not been on in a while. So
yes.
Let's take a look at the games here. Rams at Seahawks. These are the lines that we are locked into because we're doing the show right now. If that Denver line moves, but LA at the Seahawks. Well, I got to open up the old random generator. John, let's start with you.
All right.
Who do you like in this? Seahawks -2.5 at home. The over-under is 46.5.
Seahawks over.
Seahawks over. Okay. Harry?
Yeah, same with me. I mean, I'm going to root for the Rams, but it's hard to pick against Seattle in this. And that over-under seems pretty modest, so I'll go over. It'll probably be under until 20 points under until 2.5 minutes left.
Oh yeah, no, it's going to be
the
total score for both teams combined is going to be maybe 28 points until the last 3 minutes of the game.
Yes,
and then it's going to be 50 points. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very tempted to take the Rams here.
Go for it.
They have been gritty, and I need to make up some points here.
I was going to say that other than the gritty, the main reason you're going to tempted to take the Rams here is because why would you take the same thing that I'm taking?
Yeah, but I also want to be right. But but you know what? I'm going to take the Rams and go over.
All right.
And I will pick first in the next game so that
All
I
right.
can't be accused of. And let me hit the old number generator here. For the coin, came up as an even number, so they are taking the Seahawks. And an odd number, so they are taking the Seahawks in the under. The coin is. Not the coin. Next game, Patriots at the Broncos. Denver plus 5.5 at home. And the over-under 42.5. Harry, why don't you go first on this one?
Look, this is just a homer bet. I've got nothing to lose. I'm going to take the Broncos at home. Getting 5.5 might be the dumbest pick, but it is what it is. And God, it's hard to go under on this, isn't it? I'm going to go over. I mean, I hope we don't have a 17-6 game, but I'm going to go over. Broncos at home over. I don't know. I don't want to see Drake May in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, look, I've been desperately hoping for the Patriots to be exposed. I think they are a good team, and I think Drake May is a good quarterback. But we talk a lot about.
I agree.
We talk a lot about coaches who put their players in positions to succeed. Yeah. And I think Vrabel and company have really done that with Drake May. But like I said before, they've had a pretty easy road to get to this point. And if there's anyone, as I said, you can get the best out of Stidham, I think it's Peyton. So I'm going to take the Broncos as well. And I'm going to go under because I think these two defenses are both pretty good. So I'm going to take the Broncos and the under. And let's do the coin next. Coin comes up as a 1, so that is the away team. So that is the Patriots. And they are going under as well. So odd number means under. So, John?
Now, I could be that guy and just go with whatever you picked, and hey, we're even no matter what, right?
You could, but then you'd be, remember, the coin is only 1 point behind me.
That's true.
So if you go with me, you could be going against the coin.
Well, I'm just going to go with what I was going to originally take, and that's the Patriots in the under.
Patriots in the under. All right, so there we go. Listen, if Seattle goes under, you and the coin would be retied. So we'll see how that works out.
There you go.
So those are our picks. And don't put any money on it, folks. Because we don't really know what we're talking about.
Nobody does.
We gotta.
I was talking.
How would that? I'm 6 points in front of the coin. So if Seattle goes under, that's.
No, you're right. Sorry, I was thinking about the old, my old miscalculation where you were.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry. Yeah. So no, you can't.
I was talking to.
You're not going to lose to the coin this week.
I was talking to Pete before we went on the air, and I was looking at all the so-called experts and their picks for the year against the spread. There's less than 10% of anybody who's over 500 this year with picks against the spread. It's insane. So, having said that, it'd be interesting to go back and see what the total record is without the points. But I think you guys have done pretty good compared to some people who get paid to do this for a living.
That would be a lot of math.
Yeah. I'm not saying we should do it. I'm just saying it's really hard to continually have a winning week with the spread and with the way the NFL is this year. It's just it's not easy.
Yeah. Well, also, I don't know. Is it a handicap for us that when we do a live show like this, we're picking on Wednesday?
It is a little bit.
So
there are a few times where I was like, I really want to kind of
all of a sudden, like, and I'm being hypothetical, right? Yeah. But all of a sudden, the Broncos sign Tom Brady on.
No, it would be more of all of a sudden somebody gets arrested with a hooker and can't play.
Yeah. Well, listen, the official injury reports. Nice. The official injury reports come out on Thursday, right? Although I don't think that means as much as it used to, because teams are a lot more cagey than they used to be,
Yeah.
But it is kind of nice to, this guy is out. I mean, obviously we know Bo Nix is going to be out. But there are certain points in the season where I went, we don't know who the quarterback is going to be at this point.
Just tape it up and
It's-
fucking drop back. Go play from the shotgun. Come on,
tape
Jesus
it up,
Christ.
stick a needle in there, and dull the pain and get out there. Rub some dirt on it and get out there. Anyway, that's the NFL pretty much in a nutshell. Now, John, you had some things that you wanted
Just the
to...
quickies. Four got to stay.
Just the quickies. Four
Question
gotta
of the
stays,
week.
hot takes. What do you want to do
Hot
first?
takes, hot cakes, and
We'll do there's the NFL. There's only two. There's two just a quickie. So start the first just a quickie.
All right, let's do the first just a quickie.
Double quickie.
First of
seven. Just a
first of seven quickies.
I just like the intro. That's why I did too. So, yeah.
Well, I'm only
Okay.
playing it once.
All right, there you go. Now these are very, very quick. So
right.
this one's NFL season opinions. We've been doing this a few shows.
Mhm.
After the season.
Mhm.
All right. Before I'll get to that. Remind me afterwards when we.
You
say one
said
thing.
it's quick.
This is that. So I got something to say in there, but we'll do this first. After the season, will there be a formal review of the refs and/or the ref rules
Overall,
after the season? Will there
for
be
the
a
whole season?
formal review of refs certain calls, or just a revamp of the rules, or look into things
no
that
idea.
have transpired?
I have
Will
no
the
idea.
NFL address some of this shit?
I have no idea.
Who does? That's why this is a question.
Probably
it's-
not.
I mean, I don't have the answer here. I'm just asking your opinion.
Probably not.
Probably not.
I would say there'll be a review.
They'll review certain plays.
of the rules because they seem to change something
Yeah.
in every
I
offseason.
agree.
Well, yes,
Now, whether it will be
I said and/or the rules. I said
Oh,
either.
yes. then yes.
whether it's going to be let's fix the catch rule, or let's add another layer to the catch rule, or something like that.
Right.
I think the kickoff thing has worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
I hate it.
So there's no
I don't like it either, but it's worked out. So
it's
I can remember that.
there's some excitement, not as much, and I don't think too many guys have gotten hurt on kickoffs. So
Okay.
it's done what they wanted to do. As far as the
Right.
refs, I think they have to look. The NFL's in bed with Vegas. Whether you think they're directly affecting games, calling the refs like we were joking about before, or sending out a subtle message, hey, it'd be better if this team won or covered or whatever it is. We've certainly seen some plays that covered spreads. There have been some bad beats because of a meaningless field goal with 2 seconds left in a game when you're down by 13, and the spread is 10.5 or whatever. Things like that. There have been some really questionable calls by coaches and stuff like that.
Agreed.
The NFL, I think, has to address that. Now, the way they may address that is they're like, well, we're gonna look at the refs, and we're gonna start doing performance reviews of the refs, and whether there'll be some punishment, will be good, grading them, and then everybody will go, oh, okay, so these refs are making bad calls, and the NFL is going to try and fix that. When really what they're doing is trying to cover up the fact that Vegas has their fingers in the pie.
100%.
I don't know if they're going to do it. I mean, certainly the NFL has, in my mind, become so arrogant. Everything has a tipping point. I don't think they're there yet with the American public as far as really starting to turn away from football. But some people are. Some people they hate the game right now. But not enough to really with all the billions they're getting from gambling. With the billions they're getting from gambling, viewership can drop. And it won't matter.
100%, and it will. If they don't
advertising revenue is not anything close to the main source of revenue for the
Most
NFL
people
anymore.
do not care as much as we do.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. There you go. That's that one. Now, we'll do the other one, but let's talk about this first. You can take the background off for a second because you put it back on after.
Is this football related?
It's still football related, yeah.
Still football related. Okay.
Yeah, it's just it was national news, right? So I got to bring this part up. And before I get to it, though, I'm gonna introduce what I'm going to talk about by saying this. A couple weeks ago, the last time we did the after this, or the in-season opinions, we did it for the Just a Quickie. My question to you guys was, who will be the next New York Giants head coach? And your choices were John Harbaugh, Kevin Stefanski, or neither. Harry said neither. Pete said neither. And I said John Harbaugh. So
So you're right.
There you go.
come on.
All right.
Thank you. All right.
I
Thank you.
I
think
think
he
you
would have
get
been
the golf
smarter to
club.
go to Buffalo, but all right.
Anyway,
Well, yeah, he might have been smarter to wait a week.
Should have waited.
look,
told you it was
you know
gonna
what?
happen.
It could be smoke and mirrors what he was saying after the fact, but he seemed pretty happy in that press conference yesterday, and his father seemed pretty happy that he's the head coach of the New York Giants.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the Giants should be happy. I think they got.
he
the
said
best,
he
I think they got the best available coach.
He wanted this job. He wanted this job.
We'll
And
see.
I think in John Harbaugh's mind, whether it's true or not, and I hope he is, I hope he's right. I hope it is right. I hope it's true. But I from based on what he was saying about the Giants, and I'm just putting based on what we know of the Bills, I think John Harbaugh thinks the Giants are in a bit better of a position than the Buffalo Bills are right now. Right?
No one wants to live in Buffalo.
Right. So, and I just think it would be very ironic if Brian Daboll becomes the head coach of the Buffalo Bills.
I don't think he will.
Well, I mean, he's either he asked for an interview or they asked him for an interview, or
I know. I mean, they'll definitely talk to him.
But
But wait, who's the coach of the Ravens now?
We don't know.
Nobody yet, right?
Nobody yet.
Well, there you go, Brian Dable.
Maybe
That would be
what's his name will
sweet
go
if they
down to the
switched jobs.
They just asked to speak with. I think they're interviewing what's his face from the Colts. Either tomorrow, today they interviewed him, or tomorrow they're interviewing him. But yeah. So, but anyway, so congratulations, John Harbaugh, and congratulations to the Giants and all the Giant fans out there. This is probably the single best thing to happen to the Giants in this particular capacity. Well, it's definitely in this capacity since they hired Tom Coughlin. So,
head coach
is
That's what I'm
calling it
saying.
right now. Well, listen, I think I heard the other day over under for Giant wins next year was 8.
it
Or
is.
the prediction was 8.
It's already 8.
Now, would you agree with that, or
Yeah, and I go over.
you're totally bought? You're in the soup completely.
Yeah, I mean, it's either spot on or it's slightly over. I think they're going to go 8, 9, 10 next year.
All right, well, now I'm going to go to the guy who's always right, Harry.
4.
It's no. It's well, I've been right.
Fine.
Look, I look at the schedule, and I'm pretty good at it. And so I don't know yet. I don't know yet.
All right. Well, let me ask you this: do you think 8 is a possibility?
Yeah, maybe, depending on who they play.
Okay. All right. Well, we know they got to play the Eagles twice. And
If
the
they're playing
Cowboys twice.
Seahawks,
I mean, John Harbaugh is great. I'm very happy the Giants got him.
Is he though?
Well, here's my thing. I think he was the best in New York sports these days. You have to take what you can get as based on what your options are. I think that John Harbaugh was the best available coach out there without trying to bring in a coordinator who's unproven.
Yeah.
Now, it's easy to criticize Harbaugh. It's also easy to see what his strengths are. And I think his excitement to actually be coaching the Giants is a good thing.
Yep.
I'm not as high. Look, offense aside, I'm not as high on what the Giants have on the offensive side. Although I think they have some good pieces. I think that their skill position is maybe better than it has been in years. And maybe Harbaugh will bring somebody in, I hope, who has a completely different mindset than he does on offense. And I really think they need to they don't need a quarterback whisperer. They need an offensive line whisperer. Mm-hmm. And you know how I feel about the other guys, whatever. I wish them the best. I'm not as high on them, but I think they could become a winning team. The biggest thing Harbaugh has to do is he has to, and this is where I think he will have an impact, is he has to unleash the talent the Giants have up front on their defensive line. Mm-hmm. You could go back to the 80s and 90s. The Giants were built on let me finish real quick. They were built on their defense, but it was different. But not that long ago, the Giants won a Super Bowl, 2 of them against the Patriots, because of their defensive line. And I still think they know how to draft defensive, whatever we're going to call them now, edge players. They've underperformed. They're there. They've underperformed. And I think Harbaugh sees something there. And I think that's part of the reason why he's excited to coach the Giants.
I agree. And I think it's going to be fun. Finally, I think it's going to be, look, I'm not saying we're going to the playoffs. I'm not saying we're winning the Super Bowl. I'm not saying that. Eventually, hopefully, yes. But next year specifically, we're going to be better. We're going to be better
Yeah.
next year. So
And
that's all I'm saying. So,
And when the schedule comes out, I'll tell you how many games they're going to win.
fair enough. All right.
All right,
All
let's
right.
get out of the rabbit hole and
No,
get
hold
back
on.
to.
Yeah. And then now, which leads me to it doesn't lead to. It's not because of John Harbaugh or anything else, but we'll wrap up the NFL with the other just a quickie. So.
The other just a quick.
Oh,
All right,
God.
go ahead.
All right. And you're not going to do the theme again?
You want to do?
No.
You want to do the thing
Yeah,
again?
I do. I like it.
All right, let's do it.
Very good.
All right.
Here we go. Here's your other NFL just a quickie. Here's a trivia. I'm going to give you three. It's based on that last one we did.
Based on a trifecta.
It's based on a trifecta of horses at Madison Square Garden. It's based on the other one. I'm going to give you with multiple choice. So I'm going to give you three. So just a quickie NFL trivia. Who holds the New York Giants record for the most punt yards in one single game? Who holds
Receiving yards or actually punting yards?
Punting yards. So punter. What New York Giants punter holds the record for the most punt yards in a single game? Your three choices are Sean Landeta, Brad Maynard, or Jeff Fiegels.
I was going to say Dave Jennings. I mean, I'll go Sean Landeta, but it's probably not. He's one of their best punters, but it's probably somebody else.
That's the first name that came to my mind, and I was surprised that I even knew that was a Giants punter, and I wasn't sure. I'll say Fiegels.
So Landeta and Fiegels, you are both wrong.
Excellent. Fuck cares?
It's Maynard, yeah.
Maynard from Tool was the punter for the Giants.
Maynard from Tool. No, Maynard G. Krebs from.
Yeah.
Is
that just a quickie, or is that a just who the fuck cares?
Brad Maynard's just a who the fuck cares. Yeah, Brad Maynard, and on November 23rd, 1997, against Washington, he punted for 537 yards.
Good for him. It's a lot of punts.
It's a lot of punts.
Actually, it was only two punts.
Like Cleveland punts.
Fairly certain I was at that game, and I'm fairly certain they tied. The game ended in a tie.
And his leg fell off after the game.
Afterwards, yeah.
He had to retire after that.
There you go. So, all right.
Yeah, there we go. Just a quickie. Hot takes next.
3 got to stay, 4 got to go.
We can do hot takes. We can move to hot takes.
Question of the week.
Let's do hot takes. Let's do hot takes last because we can lead out of it.
All right, so let's do
keep going with sports or whatever.
56 out of 7. This is football related as well.
50. Oh no, the 4 got to stay. No, it's baseball related. So let's move to baseball.
Baseball related. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go to baseball.
We need a producer.
Well, we should give a show run sheet, right?
Yeah.
No, I mean, baseball. We're going to talk about baseball.
I don't even know when you say what you're doing. I'm still not sure as to what it is, but yeah.
Well, look, the fact that we spent 30 seconds talking about it before we actually came on the air, that's right. A milestone for us.
It is. All right. So that's, what is this?
No, the only thing I want to, the only thing about baseball I want to bring up is Harry, and we don't have to make it a lengthy. We can get on with it. Doesn't have to be lengthy or any means. But your brief synopsis feelings about finally getting Bellinger re-signed.
Here's my synopsis of baseball. Mets fans should shut the fuck up and let Stearns do his job. They got the guy I wanted.
Mm-hmm. Boba Fett.
Yes, Boba Fett. They got the guy I wanted. The Yankees did the bare minimum to get Bellinger back, and I'm happy he's back. I really like Cody Bellinger. Having said that, they need more. They're fooling themselves to think they could roll this back. Now, they're going to be better with Cole, but who knows who else is going to get hurt. The bottom of their lineup is garbage. Yeah. That's my end quote.
Mm-hmm. So both teams still with work to do.
Now, Boba Fett being on the Mets. Now, Boba Fett's father was on Jango Fett was on Houston, right?
No, he was on the Colorado Rockies. And his name was Dante, and he had a beautiful.
He was on Alderaan.
That's right.
Alderaan.
He was in the garbage can Millennium.
There you go. All right. You know what? Here, the only move that Stearns has made as a Mets fan, and Pete can weigh in or not, whatever. And I've said it before, the only move that Stearns has made that I did not agree with is not even offering Pete Alonso contract,
Right.
because it's the bat, right? You basically, by letting Pete walk, you took the bat out of Soto's hands, and if you can replace it, wonderful. But I don't think Bichette is replacing Pete Alonso's bat.
I think it might be better.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe you're right. Maybe it is. I hope it is.
If you're going to tell me if I had to pick one player on the team, no matter what, Bo Bichette right now or Pete Alonso right now, I'm taking Bichette. Let me tell you something. If Bichette was healthy, Toronto wins the World Series.
Right. Well,
on one leg, he contributed.
I hope you're right. Pete,
he's a great hitter. He's a great hitter.
I'm happy Harry has said that they're going to make a couple of big moves. So far he's half right about that numerically. Look, if I think that Alonso didn't get the I'm acknowledging he's right. The order to not make Alonso an offer, did that come from Stearns or did that come from higher up? I have a feeling it came from higher up. Stearns might have been an agreement, but I think I don't think that was all him. I don't think Steve Cohen would have said, "Yeah, we need to re-sign Pete."
But
and Stearns said, "No, I'm not doing it."
I agree with that. But the other thing I was going to say was they didn't want to offer Pete Alonso 5 years for $165 million, but they were okay offering Kyle Tucker 4 years for $220 million.
I'm with you, John. I don't understand.
That makes no fucking sense.
I don't understand the all the love, the extreme love for Kyle Tucker. I don't get it. Out of all of those, I'm being completely honest. For the money that they were getting, Bellinger, Bregman, Bichette, Tucker. He's fourth on my list of who I'd want. I get it. There's different analytical tools going on here.
But how many teams were going after him too?
I think there were more teams than you think going after him. But
yeah, that pumps it up. That pumps it up.
Here's what I will say about the Mets. Not offering Pete Alonso a long-term contract at the money that he got is less about Pete Alonso and more about the fact that I think the Mets are looking beyond free agency, and I think I'm right with this. I don't think Stearns has the leash that Cashman has. Unfortunately, I think the Yankees are done. You're going to see some little nibbles and chews. The Yankees think that Volpe and Wells and Rice are enough to win a World Series. I don't think the Mets are done.
And there's also the story of Cohen had some casino deal that he was trying to work out, and so he was holding off on spending money. But now apparently the deal went through, and so now he's going to spend money again. That's why I didn't offer Alonso a deal.
I don't think Pete Alonso's contract was going to be at the financial.
No, I wasn't going to lead to ruin, but who knows? Look, rich people are very often the most miserly.
Yes. Well,
because once you get all that money, you want to hang on to it.
I will say something about Cohen. He has not been miserly. He's been letting it rip. Other than the Dodgers, I mean, there's nobody letting it rip more than the Mets. So
but a lot of those moves have failed, and it's costing him a lot of money. So.
Which is why I think he went out and got Stearns. And look, I know you guys aren't. I felt bad losing the best reliever in baseball. Nothing you could do with it. He was going to hop on that Dodgers train, and. Who blames?
I'm not upset with that because they did make an offer. There was communication there. Diaz wanted to leave. Diaz wanted to go.
And I would have rather have had Diaz than Alonso. You know me. I was talking about Alonso when no one offered him anything last year. I thought the Yankees should go out and get Pete Alonso, sign him to a 2 or 3 year deal and just get him. We've talked about this ad nauseum. But I think that people just think that money can when you look at Alonso, even though he's performing at that high rate, there are people at that position which get close to it for far less money. So most teams were looking at it that way. That's the way the Yankees were looking at it. They've got Ben Rice on a first contract, and he's 2/3 of Pete Alonso, and maybe he'll be, 3/4 of Pete Alonso this year. It's like the Schwarber Alonso deals. They made me scratch my head even more than the Bichette Bellinger, Tucker deals but those teams, both the Orioles and the Phillies, need that. And I think with Schwarber, they knew that works, especially where his flexibility in the lineup.
Yeah.
The Mets just I think they wanted to spend some more money. I really think they thought they had a shot at Tucker. I think they went after Bellinger.
I just think that I agree with you. I think they had a shot I think they had a shot at Tucker, but what it just makes no sense that's what they.
I agree.
Why would you, if you're going to offer, who would you want? I mean, Kyle Tucker's bat was not.
No.
It was Pete Alonso's better.
You know how I feel about it.
And,
I agree with you.
And Kyle Tucker doesn't play a lot, and Pete Alonso plays every friggin' day. So
I'm with you.
One thing's for certain.
I think the Mets got the best free agent available. I think Bichette was number one.
All right.
Nobody agrees with me. But
I agree with you that he was definitely up there. So I was very happy with the signing, but we'll see what happens.
One thing's for sure. The Orioles are going to get 100% of Pete Alonso. Whether that's good or bad.
Whatever it means.
So.
Pete Alonso's Pete Alonso, but I mean, you're not going to hear about Pete Alonso this year. You're not going to hear about him very much, except when he comes back. If there's an interleague game and the Orioles play at Citi Field, then you'll hear, then it'll be nice. They'll have a Pete. There will be a lot of New Yorkers happy.
Let's get on with it and get on to 4 out of 7.
Four out of 6. 4 got to stay. Yeah, there we go.
4 out of 6. Yeah, not 7. Yeah. We still don't have
4 out of 7's the World Series.
Still don't have an intro for it. So
no.
4 gotta stay. There we go. All right, write these down. This is question of the day. 4 gotta stay is Baseball Hall of Fame voting.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball Hall of Fame voting. Now to preface it, Carlos Beltran and Andrew Jones are getting in. All right. Carlos Beltran received 358 votes, 84.2%. It's on his 4th year on the ballot.
So cheating doesn't matter if you're with the Astros. Just keep that in mind.
Okay. You do realize what team he's most likely going to go in with, right?
Yeah, that's a Met.
Right. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. But in any event, and hey, what do I always say about Carlos Beltran? What's my favorite thing to say about Carlos Beltran?
If he'd taken the fucking bat off his shoulder.
All right.
I think he should go up to the podium with a bat on his shoulder and give his speech that way.
Right. I think you should. I think you should thank Adam Wainwright and for setting him down this path. But anyway,
and Bill Cartwright, just for the hell of it.
For the hell of it, right? And Andrew Jones, 333 votes, 78.4% in his 9th year, so just missed it. So, with that said, Baseball Hall of Fame voting for got to stay. Write these down. These are of these 6 players. Which 4 of these 6 players that did not get in this vote? And I'm going to give you the percentage of votes they got,
okay,
and what year they're in.
All right.
Okay? They get 10 years, right? So, which 4 of these 6 players have the best shot of getting in?
All right, go for it.
Here we go. In his 8th year, he received 48.5% of the voting, and that's 206 votes. Andy Pettit, 8th year. So he's got another 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Pettit. All right. In his 5th year, so he's halfway through.
Mm-hmm.
Got 40% of the votes, 170 votes. Alex Rodriguez, A-Rod. In his 7th year, he got 30.8% of the votes, 131 votes, would be Bobby Abreu. 7th year, he's got 3 other years. In his first year,
what percentage do you need to get in?
75%.
That's what I thought.
In his first year, he received 23.8% of the votes. Whatchamacallit? That's 101 votes he got.
Mm-hmm.
But only his first year, so he's got another 9 years, and that would be Cole Hamels. Also in his 9th year, or not also, but in his 9th year. Also because Andrew Jones was in his 9th year. 9th year, he only got 18.4% of the votes. That's 78 votes. And that's Omar Vizquel. And last but certainly not least, in his 3rd year of voting, so he's got another 7 years to go, he got 14.8% of the votes. He got 63 votes. Number 5, Mr. David Wright. So once again, Andy Pettit, Alex Rodriguez, Bobby Abreu, Cole Hamels, Omar Vizquel, and David Wright.
So is this who we think should be in the Hall of Fame?
You think
who I think will get in?
Who has the best shot of those? Which 4 have the best shot of those 6 to get in?
All right. Can I go first?
You can go first.
All right. Andy Pettit's a Hall of Famer. Now he's tarnished because, of the PEDs. And I just think the baseball writers are not going to let anybody who was touched by it get in. Big Poppy, I'm talking to you. You got lucky. So of any of the PED, people have been accused of it or admitted it, I think Pettit has the best chance, but I don't think he's going to hit the 75% mark.
Okay.
So Andy Pettit to me is one of the best all-time pitchers, especially in the postseason, but he won't get in. A-Rod, I just say applies, but at a greater rate for, he's not going to get in.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're both 2 of the best players. If I'm starting an all-time Yankees team, they're both on it.
Of course. And I would agree.
Now, I might not have 4 that I think are going to get in. I think Cole Hamels with
of the 4.
I know.
Of the 6, the 4 that are in.
I'm going to say that I think Hamels and Abreu have a chance. Mm-hmm. No guarantee. Maybe not Hall of Famers, in my opinion. And I think Vizquel and Wright have no shot in jail.
Here's the thing.
But I will take those 4 if I have to pick 4, just knowing who's voting on this. Abreu, Hamels, Vizquel, and Wright. That's my choice. Because Pettit and A-Rod will not get in. They just won't get in.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They're the only 2 that are Hall of Famers on this list to me.
Gotcha. But Vizquel only has 1 more year, and he only got 18.4% of the votes.
Yeah. So do I think if I had a bet on it? No, but you made me pick 4.
No, right. I would say that. I mean, and Andy Pettit only has another 2 years. A-Rod has 5 years. Let's let Pete go first, and I'll tell you mine.
Yeah,
Pete.
All right, A-Rod's out because of steroids.
Mm-hmm.
I've been the staunchest as far as anti-juicing. I know Pettit has he might get a little bit of sympathy because he seems to have been a little more honest about it, at least as far as coming forward about it. And, I only use it for recovery, not to, bulk up or whatever.
Well, they all the pitchers used it for recovery, but
yeah. But I mean,
he's a nicer guy.
He's a nicer guy. He might get some sympathy, but he's also, he was a big Lemons guy and stuff like that, his mentor and stuff. So that could work against him.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree with you. He definitely deserves to go. I'm going to say maybe they soften enough and he gets in. He's only got 2 more years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Still needs 29.5% more to get in.
Yeah. Well, it's, we also have to know who else is going to be
26.5%.
Yeah.
We also have to know who else is going to be eligible.
Oh, that's right. He's at 48.5. Sorry.
Let's see who else is on the list who's going to get.
Yeah. I guess that matters. You're right.
Has a little bit to do with it.
Yeah.
As far as the numbers go, I not that I know about really that much of anybody's career, but I who should go in, I guess, of the remaining 4, I guess, Abreu. I'll be a homer and say David Wright.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I love Omar Vizquel.
He's a great player.
Too.
He's not a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think he is. I don't think Vizquel is. I don't.
Yeah, no, I mean, look,
Hamels, I think is borderline.
I know what you're trying to get at.
this is just of these 6.
Yeah, of these 6, who have
which
the
4 have the best chance?
Yeah.
None of these 6 make it in.
And
Well,
that would be my take. That would be my take.
Pettit, Abreu, Hamels, and I'll say David Wright.
Pettit, Abreu, Hamels, and David Wright. You're leaving Vizquel off. Okay. Very good. Yeah, I actually was, that's where I was going with. I wanted Pete to go first. I'm leaving off Vizquel because he's got one more year and he'll at 18.4%. And I do think that at some point in the next 2 years, Andy Pettit is going to get in. I honestly do think that. I think that he'll get votes. It might not be next year. It might be in his 10th year. But
are we only including in the 10 years? I mean, there's also the seniors committee or whatever.
Well, I mean, it could be that too. Yeah, it could be that too. So yeah. But yeah, so Pete's list would be mine. Pettit, Abreu, Hamels, and David Wright. So that would be mine. All right. That's our 4 got to stay.
All right.
And that's it for
By the way, Andrew Jones is not a Hall of Famer either. But that's just an aside.
Yeah, I would probably agree with that.
Great player. I'm just saying, if we're gonna, it's interesting. The voting is always interesting. They love defense. They love defense, especially even center field. And he was great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not, Andrew Jones in his prime was one of the best players. But if Andrew Jones is a Hall of Famer, then fuck me, Bernie Williams is a Hall of Famer.
There you go. Yeah, interesting sports fact of the week. You don't have to do anything. I'll just make it really quick. Andrew Jones just got in, obviously, on his 9th try, and he started his first year with only 7.3% of the votes. Yeah, but that was the second biggest gap in
first to induction. Yeah,
and not to induction, just from a gap, closing that gap and only having 7.3% in his first year and actually getting in his 9th.
Yeah.
Nellie Fox, and his final ballot in 1985, after 15 tries, got in. He started with, I think it was under 1% in his first.
She was on What's Happening, wasn't she?
Right, exactly. There you go. All right. That's the
Michael J. Fox's sister, right?
Well, no, I think it was Rerun's sister. But,
Nellie. That was D, and that was Roger.
All right. Takes.
Oh, it wasn't Nell Carter? No, that's Gary Carter's backup.
Gary, yeah, it's
Nellie Carter.
Nellie Carter, yeah, Nellie.
The love child of Nell Carter and Gary Carter.
That's right. She might be the Yankees' backup catcher this year. She could bat righty.
Hot takes?
Let's do hot takes.
Hot takes.
Hot takes. Hot takes. Hot takes.
All right.
All right. These are general midwinter thoughts. No, just random. Here we go. No, I'm just curious.
General midwinter seasonal depression.
On pizza.
On pizza, yeah. Okay.
On pizza. Of these 2, and you could you don't have to like either. Right. But of these 2, on pizza, pineapple or sun-dried tomatoes?
Omar Vizquel.
David Wright.
Oh God.
Sun-dried tomatoes.
Next.
Although I don't hate pineapple pizza with the ham on it.
I've never. I like sun-dried tomatoes, but they better be good, and I don't want it to feel like it's a red vine on top of my pizza, So
well, you gotta, if you do them now. I used to make a pizza. It was really good. It actually had both of them on it, right? Yeah. It was called the Jersey Sunset Pizza. It was pepperoni, sun-dried tomatoes,
flaming asshole,
and pineapple, and you drizzle a little hot honey on it. It's really good too. But the sun-dried tomatoes, you're right. The sun-dried tomatoes, you just put them on. You have to put them on not too early, but not too late, because they really need to cook down a little bit, so you're not eating red vines on top of it.
Yeah.
So
Well, the Family Guy bit, right?
No.
Peter's asking Joe, "What's your favorite kind of tomato?" Hey, Joe, what's your favorite kind of tomato? Is it sun-dyed tomato?
Yeah.
All right.
Giggity.
Giggity. All right. All right. Next one. Shrimp Parmesan or shrimp scampi?
Scampi.
Scampi. Shrimp Parmesan is...
Shrimp Parmesan's kind of a thing you only find in New York and New Jersey. And when I say New York, I mean like Queens and Staten Island.
Right.
Yeah, ordering shrimp Parmesan at like a...
Yeah.
It's like kind of like ordering, like if you go to the diner with your friends. Like we used to go out with this, one of my friends, his name was Jack. And Jack would get really drunk. We'd all get drunk. And Jack would get really drunk and we'd go to the diner. And Jack would order like stuff that you don't order at the diner.
Yeah, steak
like,
tartare.
Like the swordfish steak he ordered.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And, you know, we're getting cheeseburgers.
I'll have the
or,
seafood
you know, whatever.
platter. Yeah.
And the funny part was he would always fall asleep. And then we would eat his food.
Yeah.
And then we'd wake him up. We'd be like, come on, we got to go. And he'd go, I don't remember eating. But yeah, like shrimp Parmesan is like that. You don't, it's not, it ain't natural. It ain't natural.
It ain't natural. Yeah, Scampi's the winner there too. All right. Yes or Pink Floyd?
Mm-hmm.
Silence.
Ooh.
Dead air.
Here's my take. There's probably more Pink Floyd songs and albums that I like than Yes. Having said that, Yes I think they both have bass players who changed the landscape of rock and roll.
100%.
Roger Waters for different reasons, but Chris Squire, you know, just because, wow, I hear the bass. Him and John Entwistle were the first two to do that after McCartney. If I had to, if it's like, hey, I can only listen to one of these, fuck it, I'm gonna go with Yes. I just can't get through a whole Pink Floyd album, especially David Gilmour era Pink Floyd.
Yeah, I would say, like, even if you're into old prog rock, which I kind of am, I think there's a lot more Pink Floyd that I just would not want to listen to. You know, like stuff that there's maybe one or two tracks on an album that I want to listen to. There's a lot more of that, I think, than Yes for me.
I don't know.
I mean, some of the old stuff is just.
If I gotta go on a road trip and listen to.
That's where. Yeah, so you're saying Yes.
I'm saying Yes. I can listen to more old weird Yes than
I will take the shrimp Parmesan over either.
All right, there you go. All right, we're all agreeing.
If it's Fra Diavolo, then you're okay. Yeah,
I'll take Diner Trout over.
Diner Trout. It's been frozen for 6 months.
That's your stripper name.
Yeah.
Now coming to the stage. Please welcome Diner Trout.
All right.
He's my cherry pie.
Weird questions tonight.
He's my Diner Trout.
Diner Trout.
By the way, folks, John doesn't smoke weed. He comes up with these all by himself.
All on my own. Right here. All right, so we're all agreeing with Yes there. All right, next one. On a snowy night, because it's Snowmageddon coming on Sunday, here anyway, right? And obviously you have your share of snow out in Denver.
Yeah, we're getting some too.
All right. TV or a book?
Both.
Agreed. And I do both too. But of the two, if you had to do one or the other.
Do I want to lie and say a book, or do we just
yeah, the truth.
If I want to fall, if I'm in the bedroom and I want to fall asleep because I don't have a TV in my bedroom, then yeah, the book's great. But let's be honest, I probably watch more TV than read.
If I had like cable TV, then I would say maybe a book, because there's not a lot on regular cable. But since I stream, I could watch anything from anywhere, anytime, and there's always some content to find. So
we know it's 2026, Pete.
It's always something to watch. I know.
Yeah. So if it was a choice between how everyone watches TV nowadays or C-SPAN on a snowy day, then you're going to take modern day television.
My response to that was still is, but was going to be basically what Pete said. But it depends on what's on. Right. Depends on what's on.
I don't think I've ever seen you read a book.
Thanks.
Well, just because you have them.
I've read everything on these shelves I've read.
That's what's holding up the booze bottles.
There you
let me ask you a follow-up question. What makes you fall asleep quicker? As they both do. See, I read laying down, and then I watch TV laying down, and
you watch TV standing up.
I do. Well, you know what I mean. Instead of sitting down, I lay down. So both can put me to sleep, and then I don't remember watching or reading. But it's like at least the book doesn't continue to read for me and push ahead 17 chapters. You know,
I'm reading this one right now.
The beer story. What a surprise!
That'll put me to sleep.
By the author Marty Nachel.
It's a dude.
Yeah,
with a beard.
A dude with a beard. Imagine that. He was on the beer podcast, and we actually talked to him about his book last year.
All right.
So we got to mention it.
You know, years ago when I was a young man, worked for a builder. We used to build houses, like stick framing and stuff. And he was literally reading a book called House about people building a house. Mm-hmm. And when he wasn't around, me and one of the other guys, we would grab his book and we would read, quotes from it. We would just open to a random page and read a quote. And the one I always remember is, "Man, that cornice will go on slicker than hell." And so we would read something like that and look at each other.
That's also a Pink Floyd lyric.
Roll our eyes and be like, how is he reading a book about building a house when he builds houses? But he seemed to enjoy it.
The fact that I do the same thing, I do also. That's the other thing, is I read way more like nonfiction.
Yeah.
I need a good story.
That happens when you get older.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the last one, light beer or water? So
water. I don't drink beer anymore. Very rarely.
You mean Miller Lite or just a light beer?
Like Miller Lite, Coors Light, Bud Light, or
Ultra.
Ultra.
I
mean,
not much difference.
Not an Imperial Stout.
Don't really. Yeah. Well, see, I don't really drink generally.
Or that beer right there. Not talking about that one. That's far from light beer. So.
I'd probably just drink water.
Yeah, water myself too. So. All right, that was hot takes.
There we go, hot takes.
All right.
Let's do a little. Are they for real?
Do it.
A couple are they for reals, and we got a little over under, and then we can get the hell out of here.
All right.
What is real?
What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain.
Pretty sure none of that's real.
You're not real.
For real, for real, for real. Yeah. What is real?
All right. Did we go over the better season records predictions? Did we do that? I feel like we missed that.
I don't remember doing it.
All right, little housekeeping here for Are They For Real? It was a couple months ago, or maybe towards the beginning of the season, I think we did. Who was more for real as far as having a better season record? We looked at lousy teams. So the pairings were the 3-14 Titans and the 4-13 Jags. You two picked the Jags. You picked the Titans. I picked the Jags, so I was right on that one. We went with the Panthers and the Saints, who were both 5-12. We all picked the Panthers. We were all right about that. Jets and the Pats, who were 5-12 and 4-13. I took the Jets being the homer. You guys took the Pats. You were right about that. Cardinals and the 49ers. We all took the 49ers because we knew why they were 6-11 last year. And the Cardinals were only 8-9. And Cowboys and the Giants. Johnny were the homer, took the Giants. Harry and I took the Cowboys. We were right about that. So you two were both 4-1. I was 3-2. We also looked in about the middle of November at division leaders at that time and said, will they end up division leaders at the end of the season? So you two said the Patriots. Harry and I said the Patriots would. Johnny said they would not. We all said the Steelers would not, so we were all wrong about that. We all said the Colts would, so we were all wrong about that. We all said the Broncos yes, and the Eagles yes. The winners there. We all said the Bears no, so that was a loser. And I said the Bucks would, and you guys said no, so that was a loss for me. And we all said yes to the Rams, and that was a loss. So Harry went 4-4. John, you and I went 3-5.
Yeah.
So altogether, John, you were 7-6. Harry was 8-8, and I was 6-7. So there we go.
How was I 8-8 if I went 4-4 and 4-1?
Excuse me, 8-5. Sorry. All right, come on, I added up the other numbers right. Yeah. So my point is, Harry won that one. I was gonna say you won it anyway. You had 8 wins. So
Harry had more picks than everybody else. He had 16 picks.
Yeah.
And I automatically lost those extra ones.
So, all right. So now to current day, are they for reals? Who's more for real? Likely to have a good game. This doesn't necessarily mean a win, but it means just a good game, playing well, good stats. Matthew Stafford or Jarrett Stidham?
Matthew
John.
Well, Stafford.
I'm gonna have to put M, as their names have the first, same first 2 letters. And we'll call it Matt Stafford. And I will also say Matt Stafford. All right,
Jarrett
more
Stidham?
likely to have a good game, Drake May or Sam Bradford Darnold? Harry.
Sam Darnold. Oh, sorry.
All right. Well, John says
Like, who's going to have a better game between the two, or who's going to
More
have?
likely
more
to have a
likely
good
to have
game.
a good game.
I mean, I think May will have a good game. I think Darnold could shit the bed. So I'm going to say Drake May will have a good game. And he might not win, but I don't think he's going to have a horrible game.
John, you gonna go with Sammy?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
am.
go with Sammy too.
I mean, there's no right or wrong here. Like, unless they could both have good games. Then is it who had a better game? And then Pete comes
No,
up with
it's
some
just a good game.
convoluted
It's
tiebreaker
completely-
rule.
It's completely subjective.
All right,
They could both
there you
have
go.
good games. They could both have bad games, and
Excellent. All right.
if they both have bad games, then we all lose. But
All right.
and that's are they for real? How about that?
All right. All right.
So let's quickly go to over.
Well, I've got no chance of losing this time.
All right. Yep, same music. It's growing on me though.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Over under. I don't know who it is, but the Broncos backup quarterback.
Jared Stidham.
Jarrett Stidham.
Jason
No,
Statham.
no, he's the starter. The guy who's backing him up.
Jason Statham.
Yeah.
Jason Statham, who's the guy who's backing up Stidham.
Yeah.
Over under, he plays in the game on Sunday. So the over under is 0.5 games. If you go under, that
0.5
means you think he's coming in the first half. If you go
Okay.
over, you think he's coming in the second half. If he doesn't play at all, it's a push. John, let's start with you.
Well, I don't think he's coming in at all.
So Harry says over.
Yeah, I'll go over too.
All right. So over means you think he's coming in the second half.
I don't think he's coming in at all.
All right. So you think it's going to be a push?
If I have to pick one, then I don't know. I don't care.
All right,
Second half.
yeah, we'll say over.
Okay.
So under is he's coming in the first half. Over is second half or not at all.
Well, why isn't it just over is you think he's going to come in the game at all, and under is you don't think he's going to play at all.
Okay, we can do that.
And then a bonus round for those of you, not me, who think he is going to play. Then you could say, is it first half or second half?
All right.
Tiebreaker.
So you guys think he's not going to play?
I don't think he's going to play.
I don't think so.
I don't think. Here's my thing. I don't think Sean Payton is going to let Jarrett Stidham do enough to get hurt to have to come out of the game.
Unless it's something freakish, but yeah.
All right, I'll take the under.
All right.
Just to be contrarian. All right, last one. Over under. Margin of victory for each of the two games, regardless of winner. Doesn't matter who wins. Margin of victory. Over under. New England and Denver, 3.5. Forget about
Over.
whatever the spread is. Do you think? Well, I mean, I guess you'll base it on what you think. Because we do pick against the spread, but. Don, let's start with you.
Repeat it one more time.
Margin of victory, regardless of the winner. New England, Denver, 3.5.
Over.
I'm gonna say over as well.
I'll go under.
Harry's calling for a close game. All right, LA at Seattle. Over under, margin of victory, regardless of winner, 5.5.
So you just basically reverse the spreads.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that at the time.
Yeah, I'm going under.
Well, I think Seattle is a 2.5 favorite.
That's what I'm saying. But Denver was a 5.5 point underdog.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
So you had it.
All right, so Harry says under.
I'm going to go under it as well, actually.
I think it's going to be closer. I'm going to take the over. I think Seattle, it's not going to be a blowout, but I think they're going to win handily. I don't think LA's last drive, whenever it comes, is going to be for a tie or a win. I think it'll be to get close.
Right.
And that is over under.
And now we are out.
And now we are out. So.
There you go.
I don't know. Is there anything that we want to say about, or do you have a question of the day?
No.
Or maybe a question of the day should be 4 out of 6. No, I got it.
It is. Question of the day is 4 got to say.
Ah, okay. Gotcha. All right.
Why don't you just make it 4 out of 7, and then it could have some sort of like sports thing, like.
Well, remind me of that next time, and I'll play the question of the day opening.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Look, basketball is basketball.
Basketball.
Is there?
I don't want to get into it. I could rant for an hour about the Knicks right now, but I'm good.
They got a gift tonight.
Yeah.
They played the Nets.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's always the get right game, right? But I thought their get right game was going to be the other night when they were playing the MASH unit from Dallas, and they somehow got blown out. But silly me.
Oh yeah. I watched a little bit of that. I was going to text you guys. I was like, what the hell's happening here? Hey, look, everybody's in double-digit wins now, so that's good.
I will say this: speaking of referees and reviews of the end of the game, I think there will be a formal investigation of the Lakers Nuggets game last night.
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon actually went on the record as saying something ain't right. And I think he might have an investigation. That was just a weird, yeah. But look, the Mavs have a MASH unit. The Nuggets have a MASH unit. I can't understand the Nuggets MASH unit because they bring people back and then they play one game and then don't play for another 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. So, God, it's yeah. They should have beat the Lakers last night with an injured Aaron Gordon and Jamal Murray and not much else. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm worried about the Knicks. Something's
not right.
They won that stupid tournament and then they haven't been the same since.
Yeah.
So are you anti? Well, you were probably anti midseason tournament before that.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
It's the dumbest fucking thing in the world.
Stupid.
And I hate the colorful courts. The fuck? It gives me an aneurysm.
Oh yeah. They're not as appealing, I think. Well, maybe the kids love them.
Fuck the kids.
Is what the NBA. Fuck the kids. They don't watch basketball.
Grow up and take an elbow to the chin.
All right. Hockey, whatever.
Yeah. We'll talk about it in the coming weeks.
Yeah. Football show today. And
we'll have another show before the Super Bowl.
We will.
Yeah. Harry, are you going to be on the Super Bowl Sunday show?
Hope not.
You will be. You know love it. And it's only 10 o'clock by you when we start.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, it's like East Coast football. Starts at 10 in the morning.
4 gotta stay. 3 gotta go.
11 in the morning for you.
Cheese dip.
Well, that would be the theme of the show as far as the host.
Cheese.
2 gotta stay, 1 gotta go.
2 gotta stay, 1 gotta go. Gotta go.
Well, look, I will say this:
beans and brats.
What's fun about it is the prop bets. Right? All we got to do is we've got to make a Super Bowl prediction. Right? We'll talk a little bit about the championship games because we won't be on next week.
Right?
When is the Super Bowl? I don't even know what
Super Bowl is 2 weeks from Sunday, so we'll have
Sunday.
we'll have another show the Wednesday before the Super Bowl, but then we'll do our Super Bowl Sunday show.
Oh, we will. Okay. Yeah. So we don't
double
really
dipping,
Super
double
Bowls.
dipping, not in my contract.
No, but we'll come on, finalize predictions because we won't have to make a prediction for Super Bowl, especially not if the season title is on the line on the Wednesday before.
Right.
So actually, you know what? We could come on that show and not talk football at all.
We don't have. Well, we can talk. We can talk the championship games because we won't. We can talk about them.
Right, but they'll be over for a week and a half. So all we really have to do is recap.
Recap them.
Anything we're going to say will have already been said 100 times over, and then we can spend some time talking hockey and pickleball and WNBA.
Yeah,
because apparently their CBA negotiations are falling apart. That should be the over/under. When will the WNBA start on time?
Mm-hmm.
Or will they have a full season or something like that? I'll have to look at it. But
exactly. All right.
But yeah, until then, I guess. But yeah, the prop bets on Super Bowl.
It's gonna be fun. It's always the most fun.
Yeah.
Who's performing at halftime?
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny. I think he's Russian or something, right?
Isn't he from Miami? I thought he's from Miami.
No, he's from some sort of Latin kind of, I don't know, whatever. I'm not sure, but
he was. I thought he was Tom Petty's rhythm guitarist.
Bad Bunny.
Wasn't he in 38 Special way back in the day?
He was.
Wasn't he the guy in the top hat?
He was a tambourine guy in the background.
Right. That's right.
He was very small then.
He played with Dizzy Gillespie back in the day.
Back in the day, right?
Yeah.
He's the one that bent Dizzy Gillespie's horn up.
He did.
He did.
He also swinging that tambourine and he hit the horn so hard it bent.
He also put on his shoes every morning.
Right. There you go.
I'd be doing myself with this band a service if I didn't play the disservice, if I didn't play the hell out of this thing.
That's right. More tambourine, please.
More tambourine.
I don't think I've ever seen a tambourine. I don't think I've ever seen tambourine in a jazz in any sort of bop configuration. Maybe in big band. But yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I think I used to have the tambourine mount where you put it on top of the hi-hat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, top of the
Not a big fan. The world does not need tambourine.
Yeah.
I think it died with the Monkees and the Brady Bunch.
There you go.
A Partridge Family. That was a good tambourine era. But yeah.
Well, it was kind of a good thing. Like if you had a band, like you had 4 singers, like and you know what I mean. Like 3 of them played
Mamas
instruments.
And the Papas. Yeah.
Right, like the Mamas and Papas. Like we got to give Cass something to do.
Yeah.
So shake the tambourine.
Or maraca.
Yeah. We got to give Davy Jones something to do. Besides look cute.
Cheer up, sleepy Jean.
Didn't I see
what does it mean?
Didn't I see an interview with Steven Tyler saying that he was, I guess it was in the, I forget what song, but he didn't have a shaker or whatever. He's actually using a sugar packet.
Yeah, sugar.
Shaking a sugar.
Sugar packet.
Bag full of sugar.
Yeah.
It was a plastic bag with a line, and
and
he had the sugar in there. He was shaking it.
Clumped up and moved back and forth.
Along with a tiny spoon.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I use this to play tea, having tea with my daughter,
This is my tea.
Yeah.
There you go.
They were more heroin guys, though, than cocaine guys.
Possibly.
All right.
All right, so we'll be back in 2 weeks.
Back in
before
2
the
weeks.
Super Bowl, and then we'll be on Super Bowl Sunday. And
Promises.
Clips coming.
Clips are coming.
Into the social media and all that stuff.
It's all fun. Watch it all. Enjoy. Thank you for doing what you're doing already, but keep watching it. It's always good.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you all for watching. For those of you listening to the audio podcast, a passel of thanks for listening. You're all really swell. Like and follow us on all our social media. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Just search for the Get On With It podcast. All of our shows are available on YouTube at the Lager Room channel. Just click the Live tab to reach the show archive. The video podcast is live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook every other Wednesday, starting sometime between 7 and 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You can find the audio podcasts on our host, Spreaker, as well as your favorite audio platform. If you haven't already, quit your dilly-dallying and subscribe so you will never miss a show. Thanks again for joining us. Have a great rest of your week and watch lots of sports. For the boys, this is Harry Hansen saying see you in a fortnight.